Yeah, folks, so this is the first time I've done a water change on these two tanks in several months. Checking their water parameters. The nitrates weren't bad, but they weren't great either. So we decided it's time to do it. And let me pause this because this tank here is ready to be turned back on. Give me 1 second. Alright, so anyway, I got this tank. It's all been redone. I did a 50% water change on this, and it's filled back up, and I'm on my 75 gallon here, and I'm going to do a 50% water change on it as well. And like I say, I haven't had to change water in these guys because the plants really take care of them. And I think the only reason why I'm changing or adding or doing a water change is just for the simple fact that I haven't done one in several months. And matter of fact, this 75 gallon, this is the first water change I've done since I reset it back up when I moved it from my living room into here. So it's been a few months. But the 40 over there, it's probably been 4 or 5 months since the last water change on that. So let's talk about my dirted tanks. Let me move over to there real quick. So these are my two dirted tanks. This is the 29 gallon and there's a 20 gallon. Well, when I tested their water, the 20 gallon was at 0 nitrates, literally 0. The thing didn't even turn pink. And the one up here maybe is at 5 or 10. But like I say, I'm not doing any water change on these guys. They're doing really good. And I'm going to end up doing a water change over here on this 180 as well. That's my next one right after the 75 gallon is done. So here you go, folks. You can see right now we're at 50%. So let me kill the power on this here little pump. All right. All right, folks. So you see I'm using Seachem Safe, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the tank, and that little bit will treat way more than this 75 gallon. That's one thing good about this Seachem Safe. So let me turn the water back on. Now, here in Texas right now, my water, even set at the coldest, is like 80 degrees. So as you can see up there, my tank is reading 79. I just filled the 40 breeder and it's sitting at 80. And so by the time I fill this thing up, it'll be at 80 degrees or so. So hey folks, so this is where we're at with this. Once I get it filled, we'll finish up this part. And in the meantime, I'm going to start sucking down my 180. Yeah, as you can see, we're getting close to being filled here. And let me get over this way. So I just started sucking down the 180. And I am using my smaller pump because I've been using it to get the other smaller tanks. I don't want to use my big pump on the small tank, so it's just convenient. It's already hooked up, so just let it run. And this little Vibosum pump runs like 800 gallons an hour, it says. So this is what it is. Anyway, that's where we're at. We're doing 3 water changes this morning. So we're almost full. I like to get it up there pretty high because this water does evaporate quite a bit, but 75 gallon is pretty much done along with the 40 gallon. So where are we at with our 180s? 180, we're about 25%, maybe a little more, 30, but I will do a 50% water change on this one as well. So one of the things I do is on my 180, I have a pre-filter on my FX6. And when I do the water changes, got to clean the pre-filter as well. as you can see. And that's about it for that. So I know this will be hard to see, but let me move some stuff out the way. So now you're going to see me reinstall my pre-filter. That's if my Sebrans don't decide to come over and bite me. But that's pretty much it. Put the pre-filter back on. I know it's hard to see with all the glare, but now we're at 50%. Now it's time to start filling. As you can see, I'm doing that. And let me get some safe here. Anyhow, so now we're back to filling. And like right now, my sump is off and my FX6 is off. So once my FX6 gets up there above the suction in the intake and the expout, then I'll turn that on, and then when my tank gets full, then I'll turn the sump on. And one of the things I forgot to mention is to make sure, once you got your tank full, turn your filters back on. So this tank has this little internal it's just a water clarifier. I use filter floss in here, that's it. And then down below here, I have a Sicce Whale 500, and I just replugged it back in. And then up top there, I have a little Tidal 35 or Tidal 55 running. So this tank is well filtered. So. Yeah, like I say, we're refilling this guy up, and once it's full, we'll continue with the video. In the meantime, I'm going to clean the glass on this 180. Alright, so got the glass all cleaned on the front of the panel there, so the tank is going to be looking good and clean. And now let's talk about a couple other projects I got going on while we're waiting for water fill. So here is my little tub tank, and I don't know if you can see it. We'll try to zoom in best we can. Let me see if I can find them. There you go. I don't know if you can see them. The zooming ain't very good. Yeah, it's kind of out of focus. But anyway, I got two, I think, rice fish babies in here, fry. How they got in there, I don't know. I must have had eggs on my hand because I harvest eggs every day from the outside bucket, and whatever. So I got two fry in there along with some blue shrimp. This tub here, this is a dirted planted tank tub, whatever you want to call it. It is got nothing in it right now. It's just plants, water, and dirt, and a little sponge filter. And eventually my rice fish that are outside, when it gets too cold, they're coming in and they'll be here. So let's go look at the rice fish fry project. So over here in this little guy is where I keep all the eggs. Now it's really hard to see those eggs up here. The stuff that you see in the bottom, that white stuff, that's just, I don't know what it is. It's gunk, I guess, from water sitting a little bit. But there are eggs in there, and as they hatch, Then I'm moving them over into this tub. So I don't know if you can see or not, but I do have several fry in here. I know the light glare is not good, so don't know if we can. You can't see them, sorry, but there's probably 15 to 20 fry in here right now. And once they get growing out, then those guys are going to end up in a tank somewhere. Just not sure yet. As you can see, we're getting close. And as you can see, I've got the water stirred up real good. And once I turn the sump on, the FX6 and the sump and my wave makers will push all this stuff into the filters. And the water will be clear in no time. Yeah, like I say, I still got the sump off right now. I have the seamless sump, you know, this is a custom aquarium. And it's 180 gallons, so. And then you have the seamless sump underneath, so it's got lots of water volume. So another part of my maintenance process is cleaning these filter socks. As you can see, they're pretty nasty inside. And what I do this weekly. I turn them inside out. I spray them off with a garden hose. Then I throw them in the washing machine with bleach. And I bleach them. And then I hang them out to dry. And I have several sets of these, so I just rotate them as I take the old ones out. I put a clean set in, then wash these, bleach them, hang them up, let them dry, and then repeat every week. And it's not bad. So this is what these filters look like when they're turned inside out. As you can see, they are pretty nasty. And this is just 1 week. 1 week of dealing with cichlid, large cichlids, and their produced waste and all that. This is why you clean them weekly. So folks, this is the final result after the water change, the cleaning of the tank. This is probably 30 minutes after the water change. Water, most of the stuff floating around is gone. The rest of it will be gone real soon. So anyway, this is it. This is what it looks like. This is what your maintenance does. And then over there, these two tanks also did water changes on them this morning. Tanks are looking good. Fish are doing well. All the filters are back on. Heaters are plugged back in. So let's find out what's going on.